Hello, this is Grandma Jan from Red Toad Art Studios, and we are going to start a series, 3 or 4 videos long, about creating your own robots and astronauts to place in a collage. The first thing you will probably want to do is download our free pattern sheets. This says Robot and Astronaut Parts. And we have body parts, heads, helmets, more legs and feet and hats. And we even have an alien and a spaceship that you can use in your pictures. And the idea of this is that you create your own robot or astronaut by putting pieces together. And the first one we're going to do is an astronaut. And this is just an idea. This is a pattern pieces cut out. They're not colored or anything at this point, but these are pattern pieces cut out to show you what you can do. This is our astronaut. We have another astronaut and 2 robots that we're going to make, each in their own videos. So stay tuned for those. These are really fun to make. Along with this little guy, we'll have another astronaut. Now, all of these are just pattern pieces that I laid out to see if they would make cute figures or not. And here is another astronaut. Then we had 2 robots. And these are kind of messy. They're not put together well. Here's the beginnings of a robot. And we'll add things he's carrying. And we might even add a metallic face to him. And here is another robot. I haven't done much there. But I've started laying all 4 out. But we'll only do 1 per video, so that you can follow along with us on each one if you want, or you can make your own astronaut or robot. And by the way, this is a great activity to do with your kids or your grandkids. I think they'll love doing this with you. So, let's move on. The first thing you'll need to do is download your pattern pieces and cut out the parts you think you would like to use. And I suggest go ahead and laying them out like we did. You can see then if it's going to work. But any one of these things should make a cute creature if you put it together. So I have cut out this as a body part, and this is a body part. These can be, anything you want them to be. I will be using them later, like to lay on top of this and layer. Helmets, faces. So, cut out the ones you think you will be using. And then, find a piece of paper that is the color you want it. It can be scrapbooking paper. It can be from a magazine. You can paint your own paper. But once you've done that, outline this on the paper. Just like you would outline anything. Then you will have a nice, bright piece to use. And it's ready to cut out. And I would suggest before you cut it out, you take a permanent marker, and I like using black, and outline it nicely. And it makes your figure stand out on your page. And then it is ready to cut out. Now, on this square one, and I like this, you can actually use a playing card. If you noticed here, I used a playing card instead of that pattern piece. And I just like the way that looks. And if your cards are like mine, you'll have a choice of patterns. There's blue ones. Then there's red ones. Or you can use that side that shows the figures on it. And I think that is a cute idea. So if you follow that on our first astronaut, you will not even need to cut out this piece. But you will need to cut out a head, and you can choose between a small head and a large head. I used the large head. And here's a helmet for the large head, and here's a helmet for the small head. Then on page 2, for this one, I used these as his arms. They don't look like arms, but it works. And I used these for his feet. And let's see, I used these for his hands. Oh, and back on the first page, I used this as his legs. I think that's about all. So you should draw each one of these out on your paper and cut them out. And I used the lion. And we'll go through these again. So if you have them cut out, you can practice and see how it's going to look being laid out. And then we need to choose our base. And I'm going to put this in my large book. So let me get that. I think I will put one right here. And then I need to get my background set. And if you remember, I have cut a template out that is just the size for covering my page and leaving a nice little border. Let's get this ribbon out of the way. So I need to fix a size that is that. And I want to use these 2 sheets. Little stars and blue space. That's what it's standing for. So I need to measure these and get them the right size. And I think I already marked that. Did I get it right? That will fit. Yes. And cut these to size. And I use my handy dandy cutter for that. Now, I want to put them in my book, and I have to decide, do I want this over or under? I think I'll do it like that. I'll put this one down first. So I need to flip this over and get it glued well, and I'm just going to use stick glue. I don't like this working on top of my book like this, but I have very limited space to stay under the camera. And I came to realize a lot of you crafters do this. It doesn't matter if I get glue on my page. There's going to be glue there anyway. So I'm just going to give this a good gluing. And as smooth as possible so I don't get lumps under it. See if I can work out those lumps. There we go. All right. And this is going to go right there. Take my pen scraper and smooth it out as smooth as I can get it. I have found this works great, even though there might be a few little wrinkles that appear when it's drying. If you dry it with a heavy book on top of it, they come right out. And then I'm going to run the brayer over it. This may not seem like a lot of extra work, but you'll be glad when you have a nice, flat, wrinkle-free picture that you did it. Okay. Let's put the second piece in. Now you use any type of background you want. And if you have a book that doesn't have marks in it like your calendars books have, feel free just to use a white page. This on a white page will look neat. I think a lot of collages that are on a white backing look very neat. But mine needs to be covered, and I need to put a background in, and it's space with an astronaut. So that's why I chose a piece with stars on it and some blue. Now, I don't know what this is going to turn out like. I only have looked at it enough to pick out some patterns. So here we go. Yep, there we go. We got glue all over everything, didn't we? And we need to spread this out. Get any lumps out. This is the school glue that goes on purple, but it does disappear. I like to use that because I can tell if I've covered it well. Now, I'm going to turn it over and give it a go over here on the back because I can put more pressure on the back and not worry about tearing my paper. And be sure it's nice and flat. No bubbles allowed. Now, my astronaut needs something to stand on, I think. And I found this. It's a magazine picture, and it's sand. And I think I'm going to cut that about like that and put down on the bottom. He's actually probably on the moon. I don't know, or Saturn, or someplace like that. So we want to add a bottom. Let's just cut along that line here. There we go. And I think I'll take my cutter, get rid of this bottom white line and the letters that are there. So I'll need to cut it right there. And there we go. We got some sand. Now I think I want to ink this a little bit so it will blend in better. Now, I don't want to ink on top of my work. So, we'll move it over here. And I am using Vintage Photo. You can use any color you want that will go good with your whatever your image is. So, I'm going to just ink the edges. To me, that helps things blend in well. You don't have to put a lot, just enough to kind of cover the white edge where it was cut. I think I'll do a little more here where it blends into the sky. I don't know if we call it sky, if it's in space or not, but whatever it is and wherever my astronaut is. There. I think that will help a lot. And while we're here, let's put some glue on it. I find I really don't like working on top of my work. I don't know how so many others do it. They're better at it than I am. I'm a messy crafter, I think. And I don't like getting glue all over my book. But I understand why we do that. We're all usually limited in the space that our camera picture covers. And we try to work on that, but it's not real easy to do. Okay. Picture's glued. And let's put our sand down. My bottom one there was a little jagged where the two parts didn't come in too good. And this can straighten it out. There we go. Now, I want to use a playing card for my astronaut. So there's his body. I don't know. Do I want that or do I want a red one? Let's see. We have all kinds of choices. But I think, I don't know. I like the red one too. Before we glue it down, we'll try them both with some other things. All right. Let me see. I should have some other parts around here. I have laid them on the paper that I wanted to use and cut them out. I haven't cut my legs out. I see. I haven't quite done that. So, I'm going to do that here. I have this designed paper. I thought dark blue legs would look good on him. There's his legs. They don't have to be put in perfect right now. We'll glue him together after we get all of our colors decided in case we want something different. Let's see. I think I cut some arms out of the same type of paper. That's interesting. I like that. And we should have some feet and some gloves in here. Or some hands. Probably gloves if you're dressed up like an astronaut. He's got some fancy gloves. The thumb should go towards your body. Like this. So there's his hands. Find some feet in here. And these are shaped just a little bit different. There's a fat end and a skinny end. The fat end hooks onto his legs. So there we go. The only thing we need on him now is a head. Now you have several options for heads. And I'm going to show you some different ideas. You can go through your catalogs and your magazines and find some heads that are the right size. And this could be a girl astronaut. I had a couple of these cut out that would be possibilities. And we can cut out the helmet. Now these will have to be trimmed, but see, she's just about right to fit a helmet on. Or haven't got it here. You can cut out the large head off your pattern pieces and use. And they make cute heads. And here is a helmet cut out of sparkly material. And I also found like a cartoon head. And I think this one looks really good. And I think that head is one I'm going to use. Well, his head would be up here. But I think I want to see what a shiny helmet would look like. Now this is made with tin foil. And I want to show you how to cover cardboard with tin foil so you can use it in these. Because you may find in your robots, especially I did, that I like a lot of the pieces made with tin foil. Move this aside, and I want to show you how to do this. Get your piece of paper, cardstock is even better yet, and cut out your pattern, and get some tin foil from the kitchen, and draw your pattern out. Now I'll use my helmet. My pattern is elsewhere. Well, it's on my picture. I don't want to take it off. And draw the helmet. You see, that's all you have to do. Let's cut it out. Don't worry about cutting it out on lines. Just cut around it. And let's see. This is a shiny piece. That's the piece I want on front. Put glue on the back of this. Leave your drawing where you can see it. And don't leave any lumps like this, because the tin foil will just make a lump that you won't get rid of. Now, turn it and just plop it down on your tin foil like that. Cut it out. Turn it over and just smooth this foil down till you don't have any wrinkles or lines or lumps. Really, this is easy. And then cut it out. And you'll have a beautiful metal looking helmet. Now, I did get some glue on it. Be careful not to give too much glue on the shiny side. It kind of dulls it. I should have washed my hands, of gotten rid of the glue before I did this. There we go. And now we have a nice shiny helmet that will go on our cartoon head. So let's bring our book back. And we need to glue our head in. And let's do that before we trim around. We can trim around after we've glued this on. Let's turn this over and put glue on it. My glue is wanting to lump pretty bad. I think it would pay if you're going out and buying glue, but I happen to have this on hand, is to get the one that's a little better than the school glue. They have one that's, I think it says it's more permanent. It's for crafts and things. And that might not be a bad idea. It's a little less lumpy. It's not quite as wet as this is. And we'll place the helmet on my astronaut's head. There we go. And we'll trim any excess paper that's around it off. And if you have glue on your helmet, you can kind of wipe it off with something damp in a few minutes. Let's see if that will work. Yeah, you can shine it right up. And then the head will be up there. Let's see, what else do we need? Oh, okay. I see you need to have black outlines around all your pieces. I did that when I cut the arms out. But I didn't do this when I cut my legs out a while ago, so I will add the black lines. Now you may be able to draw this straighter than I do. In fact, I'm going to turn this piece of paper over so I'm not working with glue. There's one leg. My feet are lined and my gloves are lined. That's good. If you already glued them and forgot to do this part, just draw the line on it after you glue it down. I just don't trust myself to get marker all over the place where I don't want it. Okay. And what do you think? Do you think we should outline our helmet? I really don't know. I'm almost scared to try it. Hey, this is my second helmet that I had. I will see if it's possible to outline it. Well, yes, I think it is. I think we should outline our helmet. I should have done that before I put it on my astronaut, but that's okay. We can do it now. I think it stands out so much better to have the outline on it. You probably want to be careful not put your fingers on this ink until it dries, or you might smear it all over. I don't know that for a fact because I've tried to not touch it. There we go. That helped. Now, before we glue our astronaut down, let's see how we want to fit our alien there. The alien, it's easy. Before you cut it out, while it's still a pattern, color it. I colored mine with markers. Markers like this. These are Sharpie markers. I colored it with the green and pink and blue and red and yellow. Now, you will notice on the pattern piece. Let's see if I can find one here. There's just a single line there. Impossible to cut out. Well, at least I think so. So when you color it, make it a thick line. Just color over that until you have color on either side of the line, and then cut out a wider piece around it. So, let's see where I'm going to want my alien. I kind of think I want him walking like with his hand on his head, or like kind of like that. Yeah. I think I'll have my alien about there. And a couple things we want. When I cut out my helmet, I had this piece of foil left. So I think I'm going to use it, I don't know, it could be a decoration down here in the middle, or it could be his neck. You can choose how you want to use it. I think I like the decoration in the middle. And then there were some stars that we could cut out, and let's add 2 or 3 of those. I think that's a go. So we need to glue all of this down. So, move my alien off for now. We want to be sure your astronaut's feet are on the ground. So let's put them down next. Just leave a little bit of space for his shoes. Okay, we got space here to work. Be careful with that alien. It's easy to pop his eyes off, I think. All right. One leg. Okay, the other leg. Now our boots we need to attach onto the leg like this. There won't be any space between it because we don't want any of that moon dirt to get in our shoes. There we go. Now, let's get our chest piece in, our card, like that. I'm going to put it a little bit of an angle. Don't press down up here at the top. We have to hook the arms under there. could be that we should have done the arms first, but I think we can get that in. So take your arm, and fit it right under the corner here. And get your other arm, get that under there before it dries, so you can lift that corner up. If you missed it and it's already too set, you could glue it on the top like this, and that will look just fine. But since we caught it in time, there we go. Now we can press down our card. Get everything down nice and solid. I'm going to wait to put this glove on and see how it fits around my alien, but I'll put this one on. Remember, thumbs toward the body and right on top of it here. He doesn't want any dust in his gloves either, so it fits right up to his arms. The alien, let's see. He's walking with our astronaut. They're good friends. I don't think sticking his glove over his mouth is a good idea. Let's see. He likes his alien. Yeah, how shall we do this? How about if it's on his shoulder? Like that. He's walking along with the alien. So let's wait to put the glove on and let's get the alien on. Be careful when you put the glue over these spindly little eyes here. It would be very easy to pull them off. Now, to really be funny, when you could make another character with this alien, this circle, cut out as a body part. I haven't tried that, but I think it would be funny. Cut off the arms and legs and eyes and have a round body part. Okay. Let's see if we can get him up here without tearing anything off. Let's see how we have our... I think he's going to go about there. And I'm not going to press the arms and top down until I get the glove glued. This part's all right to go down. And let's glue our glove. I'm not quite sure how that's going to fit in there. Like that. That'll do. Press his arm down gently and his eye. There we go. It would be easy to catch these and rip them off when you do this, so be careful. Gentle will do it. You don't want an eyeless alien. Now, let's get our stars glued on, and then we'll turn it over and brayer it good. I think our kids will enjoy this project. I'm going to do it in a class next week, and I'll find out if they do or not. I'll probably post some of the pictures on our Facebook page if you want to look at them. Just look up Red Toad Studio, Red Toad Art Studio. Oh, we haven't got the head on yet, do we? That's important. So let's glue the back of our head. And if you feel like he has a missing neck, you can take your pin and draw a neck in. Let's see, and I think I want to put this in right about there. You may find some other decorations you'd like to put there. Sequins are an idea. Let's grab our brayer and gently go over everything. Try not to shift it out of place. Turn it over. Let's brayer this side. We can put a lot more pressure on that. Get things down nice and flat and wrinkle-free. There. Now, you may want to quit at this point with the kids, but I want to seal mine up with some Mod Podge so things don't fall out. I'm going to let this dry a little while, and then I will be back with you with my Mod Podge. But if you're not interested in doing that part, then you and the kids can quit right here. I'm going to draw a little neck in. There. He's got a neckline. What do you think of that? All right, I'll be back with you in a few. Okay, I was going to show you how I Mod Podge this, and my recording wasn't on. But I just dropped some of my Mod Podge on, and I have my Mod Podge in a squeeze bottle, and just paint it on until I have my whole picture covered. And don't panic when it goes over your foil. Your foil will suddenly look white, but it should dry clear and go over the whole picture with your Mod Podge. And we should let that dry about 15 minutes. And if it's kind of dry to the touch, and you can, it's a good idea to brayer it again and get rid of some of these wrinkles that start to form. And then, after you've brayered it, and you can close the book, which will be a while, you might want to wait an hour or two. Close the book, put something on the picture to protect it, like some parchment paper, and then put 2 or 3 heavy books on it and let it set overnight that way. But I would suggest you check it for a while, be sure it's not sticking too much. Open your book and be sure it's unstuck. Don't forget to put this into water. I have a little water jug here. And close your Mod Podge. And we'll check back with you after our picture dries. Okay, I'm back. It's actually been more like a half an hour or 45 minutes since I left this guy. And we're going to give it a bray and see if we can flatten it out good. I don't think there's any way you can avoid some wrinkles forming when you do this. There's a few there, but I think most of them will disappear when we get a book on it. There. I think our guy is done. I hope you've enjoyed making this astronaut. And I hope you'll come back and with us as we make another astronaut and 2 more, I think, robots. So I'll say bye-bye for now and have a great day. Bye-bye.